Hey, it's Pat, Tom, and Cody with the star of the show, Chris Janson, here at Downtown Chowdown. A little bit's changed since we saw you last.
Yeah, it sure has. Thanks for having me, by the way. I'm proud to be back. The weather is I love the weather this trip a lot better than the other one. It's so much better. It's 75 degrees and sunny, and everybody's in a great mood. But yeah, lots been going on, man. The CMA nominations came out since I saw you last, which was, we were kind of waiting on, but you never can anticipate things like that because the minute you anticipate them, you never get them.
Yeah.
And I got my first ones this year. I got 3: Song of the Year, Video of the Year, and New Artist of the Year, and I'm just unbelievably grateful.
And very well deserved. Let me start by saying that Drunk Girl, thank you for writing that.
Well, thanks for saying that.
Speaking on behalf of all women. I mean, it's an incredible song, and I mean, it's deserved for the CMAs for this year. I actually think you have a shot at winning. So how are you feeling about that?
Well, first of all, thanks for the compliments.
Of course.
Secondly, I think that I agree with you. Actually, I think that it has a better shot than any. But I'm really, I don't know. You know, I feel like you win already when you get nominated.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who don't get nominated and didn't get nominated, and a lot of important songs didn't get nominated, and more importantly, artists that didn't get anything. And so, I'm proud to be one that did. You know, there's a very small group of us, and whatever happens will happen. I know that's kind of a stock answer, but really, it's the truth. Just being there, being on camera, and being recognized 3 times is a big deal. So I'm really thankful for that.
Good.
Drunk Girl's got so much reaction. It's to me, it's a message as much to men as much to males as it is females.
It sure is. In fact, I have to tell you that when we wrote it, you know, we wrote it just from a dad's perspective, of course, and I have girls and boys, but we wrote it more derivative towards the boys, towards the men, because that's just a message that just doesn't get out there that often. You always hear about the bad things, you know, in the world and the news, and the negative of what happens in situations of, you know, for, you know, people taking advantage of each other, or this and that and this and that. And you always hear about the negatives in the world, but you never really hear about the positive outcomes. That's just basically, because in my opinion, because, you know, we don't spread enough good information. We just don't. So, a Drunk Girl to me is just the epitome of just good information to somebody. There may be somebody out there who hears the song who wasn't fortunate enough to grow up with good information in their life, and so maybe we're touching it. Maybe we're touching a life with that. Maybe we're touching a heart with that. Maybe we're changing a mind with that. And it has been unbelievable. It really has. It has changed my life. It has changed so many out there that I've seen, you know, in shows and in meet and greets and things, and it's connected in a big way. But I have to tell you, my dream come true was getting it played on the radio. It just haven't hit on the radio ever, and so this is my 3rd one now, and you know, so you guys have made my dream come true. So I appreciate that.
You're known for writing a lot of fun, up-tempo stuff. You wrote Truck Yeah, and I Love This Life. And of course, Fix a Drink, Buy a Boat, and stuff. And Drunk Girl is such a departure for you. Which is the real Chris Janson? Are you?
It's a great question, actually. They're all the real Chris Janson to answer. But that's a great question. Nobody's ever actually asked me that, and I'm glad you did, because I take a lot of pride in being a songwriter. I take a lot of pride in being an entertainer, but I take more pride in being a songwriter. I just enjoy writing things that make my heart tick and make my senses, you know, get heightened, and I like to write things that I believe in, frankly, whether they're a fun, up-tempo, kind of a hoppy around, skippy, fun, summery kind of song, or there's something like Drunk Girl, which is absolutely, like you said, the absolute total departure, other side of the spectrum. And I write a lot of songs like that. I mean, most, you know, for instance, another one that I wrote that was a hit, which you probably would have never pegged my name to, was How I'll Always Be for Tim McGraw. And so I write serious, I write fun, I write right in the middle. I think that there's an avenue for everybody. I just, frankly, like we mentioned earlier, I think that Drunk Girl was a message that needed to be heard and needed to be in the atmosphere. Whether it became a hit or not, you know, you win, lose, or draw. I don't die by the sword. And I don't die by the song. I just do what I do and hope it works. Thankfully, it worked, and you know, thankfully they've all worked at this point. But you know, those are just the rigors of putting songs out and never really knowing. But it's definitely been a huge positive in our life, and I'm really thankful for it.
What kind of reaction have you gotten from other songwriters?
Oh well, that has been unbelievably humbling. In fact, from songwriters and artists alike, for instance, from songwriting community, it really, well, you know, we got nominated for Song of the Year for CMAs, and that's industry voted. So that goes to show you right there that a lot of songwriters have put their eggs in that basket, which I'm thankful for. I mean, the music community in general in country music. But aside of that, there was a award show earlier this year, Music Row Awards, which is solely based off of songwriters and publishers and things of that nature, and we won Song of the Year with that. We tied with Luke Bryan for most people are good. And then, fast forward to CMAs, we're talking about great songs that didn't make it. Right. Most people are good as not nominated. So, that just goes to show how things can play out. And so we're really grateful for that. As far as artists are concerned, just yesterday at 5 o'clock in the morning, it started out with Brantley Gilbert sending me a long text about Drunk Girl. And it's weird, but at 5 o'clock in the evening, Tim McGraw was sending me one about it. Wow. Picking up his kid from practice, and they stopped the car and heard the song and were listening to it, and it was just very touching. So the outpouring of love from the community has been amazing. And when you get two artists, especially, there have been more, but those two that I just love, like brothers, and we're really good friends, each of us. When they reach out, that's a big deal.
All right, so obviously you take your craft as a songwriter very seriously. But at the same time, you're a freaking madman on stage.
Thank you.
It's just when you played our Nashville in the Neighborhood, and it was just you, and you had your kick drum.
It was a great day, by the way.
You were doing. You had everything except a monkey going out in the crowd collecting money.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It was unbelievable, and I was wondering, where you get the energy from. And then I saw that you got.
Oh yeah.
Is that about your 10th one this morning, or?
It's my third one. It's my third one.
It's your
third? My third one this morning. I know. I'm a little.
You're not kidding.
I know. I'm really not. I'm not. But I'm going to be honest with you. I believe that music is a God-given gift, and I think that it's something that you have to. You're not born knowing that, I don't think, because when you're a kid and you're just doing it for fun, you just think, oh, this is just something that I learned and did. But it's really a gift, and as an adult, I really recognize that, and I get a lot of joy and a lot of peace from that, and that's where I take it from, man. It's a God thing. I mean, I really just feel like when I get on stage, it's where I'm meant to be and what I'm supposed to be doing, and what it's my calling for not only a job, but it's my passion in life as well, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy connecting with people and maybe giving them something that betters their day. I mean, that's I know that sounds kind of corny, but it's really true. A lot of people are struggling with a lot of real issues in the world, and that none of us are ever going to know about on a daily basis. And music has a way of touching people that you just can't even imagine. And even fun songs, they just lift spirits, and that's actually why I write them. I mean, and frankly, I enjoy them myself. So,
do you daydream about Entertainer of the Year nomination someday?
No, I don't daydream about anything except I don't really daydream about anything, actually. I really don't. I take every day for what it is, and I don't count on waking up tomorrow. I just hope I do, and really at the base root of who I am, I just hope my wife is healthy, my marriage is good, and my kids are healthy, and music is icing on the cake. I mean, I'd be doing music either way. So I was doing music before I had any success in the music business, and I'd be doing it if I didn't have success in the music business, because it's what I'm the best at doing, and again, I feel like it's my calling to do so. So when you think of life like that, you really just have no worries. I mean, that song "No Worries, Be Happy." I mean, I'm kind of that guy. I really am. I feel really blessed and secure, and I have a peace about me that a lot of people don't have. They have to really search for it, and for some reason, I got it in my heart.
Have you always had that?
No, I have not always had that. I mean, to be honest, it's interesting. When you don't know yourself when you're a kid, I'm 32 now, but like I had my first record deal back when I was a child, a kid. Oh, wow. I call it a child. I was 19 years old. I mean, I was a kid, and I just didn't. I had no business being in the music business at that point. My life was not together. I didn't know who I was or what I wanted to be or who I wanted to be, and that all kind of changed when I got married, and I've been married going on 9 years, and so it's been a big blessing in my life. But no, I have not always been content and at peace. I found that just with age and growing up, and a lot of prayer and honestly just wisdom that you gain of being alive. And I mean, everybody has to go through that, no matter what they believe in spiritually or what walk of life they're from. I think that you just kind of got to find your inner peace. I found mine, and I'm just really happy. I carry that everywhere I go. But I'm normal too. I have really ups and downs and weird days, and everybody has low points. When I have one, people look at me like I'm strange and weird because they're not used to seeing it.
Right.
But I'm a normal dude. I just wake up with prayer, and I go to bed with prayer, and I pray all through the day, and I just really try to stay in that good comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah, and you have 4 kids. They'll ground you right away, won't they?
Yeah, they really will. And I have four children, and they're awesome, and it's good to be a dad. It's really good to be a husband, and not everybody is fortunate enough to have that. So I'm thankful for that right then. And then when you have success on top of that with the business that you're in, no matter what line of work you're in, mine with music, It's really awesome, and this is a really tough business to find success in. So we are finding it, and we're having it, and we don't take a minute for granted because it could all be taken away, just like life, in a snap of a second.
Absolutely.
I want to bring up a moment for you, if that's okay, because when we saw you last time, you had been Keith Urban was the guy that told you, hey, we want to make you a member of the Grand Ole Opry, which I know is a lifelong dream of yours.
Yep.
But then you're inducted by Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that wild? I know. I was not expecting that, by the way. And it has to be Opry members who invite you and induct you. Okay?
Right.
And it's usually not the same person. Sometimes, but not really. But Garth, man, I don't know. We just have some kind of special connection. I played his last world tour stop, which he did in Nashville this past year. Last Christmas. It would be almost a year now. But we made friends there, and then it just kind of blossomed into something. And then, several months down the road there in the new year, he was inducting me.
Wow.
It was a great, humbling experience. Like the videos online, he's the real deal, and it was one of the most real deal things that's happened in my music career, because he's just honest, and he says what's on his heart, and I'm that guy too. So we were both crying, and it was just amazing. I mean, it really was amazing, and I love Keith and Garth for doing that, and just honestly just blessing our family with the privilege of having them do it. It's pretty awesome.
Would you rather headline or be part of a stadium show with Garth?
I'm about 50-50, to be honest with you. There's something to be said for being direct support for somebody on a big tour like that, especially like a stadium tour with Garth.
Right.
And I will tell you why. If you are the earliest of the tour, sometimes maybe a lot of people don't know you. Sometimes they do. It's okay. It's about 50-50. You never really know what you're getting into. Direct support, everybody usually knows you because you're on that slot and nobody's drunk yet. By the time the headline comes on, everybody's like, look, then it's 50-50 in the other direction. They're either sloshed or straight up ready to hear it. I love Garth. It would be hard. I would be hard pressed to say. Thankfully, in where I'm at in my career right now, when you have about 3 number ones under your belt, you're kind of right in the middle. You're 50-50 with that. You're headlining most things. Some things you're going on before somebody you really look up to. And if some Garth shows come down the pike, I would not turn those down.
Oh, absolutely.
I love him, and I think that everything's a building block. The more you can get in front of somebody else's fan base too, who's actually legit like that, the better off you are.
Well, Chris, we love you.
I love you too.
We hope you go 3 for 3 at the CMA.
I hope so.
Fingers
Especially
crossed.
We hope Drunk Girl wins.
Thank you very much.
And you got a show to do. We got to let you
go.
We're gonna do it.
Well, this has gone on too long.
Thank you
but
for
in a
having
good
me.
way. Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.